So the next thing we want to do here is how do we get these child images, the images that belong to this gallery, to show up on this node? And that's where that entity views attach module comes in. So we're going to go ahead, we'll edit this view and we'll see what's going on. As you recall before, I created a page that just, a page view, simple view that just showed all the images in the image gallery. But what we want to do now is we want to refine that a little bit so that you only can you only show images that go with a certain gallery. So if I do image, so node 8 is actually the gallery 2 gallery that we were looking at a minute ago, and these are the images associated with that. So how do we make that work? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to add what's called a contextual filter to our view under Advanced. And in Drupal 6, these were called arguments. And all we're doing here is, it's hard to see. Why don't I do add? So you can see exactly what's happening. I'm just saying, okay, find the node ID of the gallery this belongs to. So we're going to look for content gallery, right? And we'd add that, add and configure, and hide view if it's not there. So it's just saying when we're on node number 8, for example, find the images that are associated with this node. I'm going to remove this because I had already added it. The next, so that was the contextual filter, and then the next part is this entity content settings. Here we need to choose, and this is basically saying, well, the node is what the entity we're concerned with, and we want to show the associated images, child images with that node. So under here, we're going to go ahead and choose node as our entity type. For bundles, go ahead and choose gallery. And for arguments, right, use the ID of the view is attached to the ID of the node. So again, if I put in node 8 into my preview, I get the images associated with that node, and node 7 is gallery 1, just happens to be gallery 1, shows me those images. So the rest of the settings are really the same as before. We're having a grid, we're showing fields, in the fields we're showing are the photo, and we're showing photo is set up to be a color box, and so on and so forth. That's really all it is. So we could go ahead and we could save our view now and then go back to, for example, node 8. And we get this nice display of these views right here, of these images right here. We can add more images to this gallery, whatever we want. The last part of this trick, as you can see on the home page here, this is what we call, all this is Drupal's teaser view of nodes. And, excuse me, forgot a step. Back on our content type, we have to do a few settings. On the gallery, there's going to be under display, under manage display, there's going to be some additional settings. So now we can see that I have this right here, gallery, available. And choose custom display settings for the following view modes, full content, and teaser. So all we're saying here is that on full content, go ahead and show this gallery view right there. Okay. And that just tells Drupal, okay, well, this view of kind of child image nodes is going to be available as a field on the parent gallery node. So when we're on gallery 1, these child images are available. Okay, and so that's the setting you have to do back at the content type. The last thing then is on the home page, you can see that I have just the latest image for each gallery showing up. And so what I did there was, it's very similar to what we just done. And that is, I took this entity content views display and I just, I cloned it. Said I want to do something very similar to that, but not quite the same, but it's a really good starting point. And so then I went ahead and relabeled this as entity content latest image. And in views, we had this in Drupal 6 too, we have the idea of overrides. So that means that we can have various displays. You know, we can have a block display, we can have a page display, we can have an RSS feed display. Here we have these entity content displays. And on this setting here, what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and saying, I don't want this to be the setting for all displays. I just want it to be on this particular display, this latest image. I'm saying display a specific number of items. And in this case, it's just one item. And I have the pager off, as you'll see here. No pager. Back on our entity content display, you'll see that I have a full pager and I'm showing 10 items per page. But here's only one, and since we're sorting by post date descending, which is basically most recent first, it will only show the very latest one what's there. And so the rest of this is all the same. Let's see. I lied, not quite. The photo settings are different. I'm not doing the color box here. I'm doing just a regular thumb square now. And the secret sauce to this is I wanted to make it link to the actual gallery, not the node or the photo itself. And so what I had to do there is click output this field as a link underneath rewrite rules. So let's get that back here. And the key here was output as a link, and we want to link to node ID. And where do we get the node ID from? See if we can zoom this up here. This is exclamation point 1. Well, what is that? Well, it's a token replacement. So if we look under replacement patterns, we can see that field gallery input. This isn't necessarily labeled in a fantastic way. I got to this through some trial and error. But this just basically means, well, what's input there? Well, it's the node ID. Again, I wouldn't have known that unless I had just tried it. I tried a field gallery first, and I tried percent sign 1 too. That didn't work either. So really what I wanted there was explanation point 1. So all that fancy mumbo jumbo is just so that this image links to its parent gallery instead of the image itself or the node that image belongs to. And then last, no, I guess that is it. We just would need to look then back under content types for gallery, go back to manage display. And I have gallery latest image available here too. And then as you can see, I've set on the full content the latest image to be hidden, and on the teaser, which is Drupal showing on its front page, the latest image to be visible and the full gallery to be hidden. And that allows me to have this gallery effect. Whoops. Right here. And so that's how we do node reference based galleries in Drupal 7. Very similar to the way Lullabot did in that screencast in Drupal 6. Almost exactly the same. just things are just a slightly different in Drupal 7 due to the all the updates. But I hope that that has shown you how to do multiple galleries in Drupal 7 with this nice little lightbox effect. And I'm going to go ahead, if I can, do put this up as a feature and link to it, so that if you're accustomed using features model in Drupal, you can just kind of turn this on and have this available to you instead of having to create it from scratch. And hopefully that'll make your job a little easier. So this is Jeff Hankerson signing out. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the screencast useful, and hope to see you soon.